Hi guys, Crispin Sanford here from hashtag KBB Mastermind Group. This is going to be the second episode in our Mastermind series. I've got a really great guest, also another early member to the group. We were talking online. She had posted a message about being an overeducated underachiever, and I responded. So Susan Shropshire is has been doing web design for over 15 years, marketing for over 15 years, focusing more on web design over the last 12 years. Also got a lot of experience in direct sales and began working in the real estate market, doing about maybe 20 deals a year, and is now working on building her knowledge business with the Knowledge Business Blueprint. So I'd love to have her join. I'm going to bring on Susan right now. I think she's going to share a great deal about the local market, building a local business, and other insights beyond that, I'm sure. But I'll bring her on now. Oh, waiting to just technical issues. Just trying to add. It was so much easier yesterday. We should have practiced again today. Hey, Susan, I'm having trouble getting you added. Is there something you need to press on your end to invite to be added? I know it was much simpler yesterday when we did this. Add, here we go, here we go. All right, so we're getting Susan added now. This is just part of the experience of doing this and just working through it and getting on with it and working through the experience by doing it. It says it's adding you right now, Susan. So I could try doing it again. I could like cancel it and then try doing it again. You know, yeah, one of the things that you'll learn by just getting on and getting your business done is that these situations and things come up, you figure out a solution for them, and then next time it's not going to be such a problem. I'm going to cancel the adding because it doesn't seem to be adding, and then I'm going to try again. Here we go. Add. So we're going to try and do this a second time. Hi, Michael. Welcome to join. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you. You know, I think one of the important things that when Susan and I had a conversation and talked about what we're doing in building a knowledge business is the importance of bringing yourself to what you're doing. You know, I know that we spoke with Audra yesterday about finding a blue ocean and ensuring that what you're providing is a unique opportunity. But, you know, that's part of your personality. Part of the local market is distinguishing yourself by being full service, by, you know, you're having your personality and that they can get nowhere else. Okay, I guess Susan's not seeing anything. We could try again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again, Susan, because it says that it's adding you. It's not even giving me the option to add you this time. No. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to wrap this up and then we're going to try it again. Here we go. Okay, do you see it now, Susan? Do you see the option to accept the request? I know yesterday I practiced doing this with Audra in order to make sure that we
Okay, can you see
Hey!
me? It may it may be the app. I was doing an iPad, so it may have just been the iPad. I don't know because then I thought, well, let me try my phone, and my phone will let me do it. So we're good.
I'm going to note this down. So in my notes, no iPad does not work
Yeah,
to add. But this is, I was just saying, this is what we learn when we put together a business and get going and just get on with it. Because you can work to
exactly.
perfection forever, but if you just push through, I mean, once we're down the road, it's not going to happen probably this way because we've learned a lesson, right? And that's part of building a
Exactly.
business.
And it's life. I mean, my daughter's getting married this weekend, and I can tell you it will not be perfect. It's just, it's just life. You just deal with as it happens. So not a problem.
Not a problem. Well, great having you. For the audience, I had mentioned Susan's one of the inspirations for this particular group. I had joined, I'd added the group, I'd been doing the lessons, working on my materials, and then Susan had mentioned in the main group, I'm a overeducated underachiever, and I'm like, I know all about that. I know lots about that, but
Yes.
I've done so many things to realize what I want to do, but there's still so much
Hmm.
to bring. And I thought,
Right.
you know what, I'm going to build my group and I'm inviting Susan and I'm going to, we're going to build the way for educated people, for intelligent people, for very knowledgeable people to bring that knowledge to the world. So
Right.
first I thought
Right.
I'd start with what was it that brought you on this journey? How did you get a part of the KBB group?
It was really we were talking earlier, just destiny, divine destiny, because I have been working with some local businesses to grow their clientele and to create relationships using social media, building their online brand and that kind of thing. And I've had several, because I started out in web design over 10, 12 years ago, and so the businesses that I created relationships in that you know job, they would ask me, how do I do so and so? And I would tell them, and I'd say, now, you can upload your database to Facebook. They're like, really? How do I do that? And I just found that everybody kept asking me questions. And I told one of the business owners I've worked with forever, I said, I'm thinking about doing a course to like teach people how to do this. And he said, I will be your first client. Like, you get that course ready and I will do it. And then in real estate, I work with a home inspector. And so he and I have been talking about how to grow his business as a home inspector. And same thing, he was like, I'm thinking about doing this or that. And I said, I'm thinking about doing a course. And he was like, my 20-year-old son is going to help me. Can he take your course? And, so I'm like, sure. So then I'm like, how am I going to create this course that I keep telling everybody I'm creating, And that's when this KBB came up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, perfect, like the perfect time. And so I was so excited, and I have really enjoyed. I'm still in module 1. I'm really close to finishing module 1, but I know that's a foundational module, and I think it's really important to take the time and answer those questions that Dean asked. And when he says pause the video, and
Right.
actually think through that. And so I'm really taking the time to think through that. And so, but I am loving this course.
Yeah, I've been finding it super, super useful myself. And I had a similar thing. I have somebody who wants to do a master class
Hmm.
with me in the
Hmm.
traditional sense, right? He's willing
Right.
to give me $25,000
Hmm.
for me to work intensively with him for a year. He's a
Right.
customer. I've helped take him through putting together organization, getting organized in all the different areas of his life.
Hmm.
And, he quickly saw the value of that and he's raving fan.
Right.
And I was discussing the mastermind and full consulting, and just yesterday we had a conversation about him finally agreeing. I mean, I knew he'd want to do it, but he agreed that he wants to do my mastermind course. But in
Right.
preparation for it, I had to, really finalize the material and how am I going to run it and do it, and how about online. And then these guys, Tony and Dean, had this presentation. I'm like, sold. Give me it.
I
I
know.
have it. I need
Halfway
it.
through it.
Yeah.
Halfway through it. I'm like, how do I sign up? Just tell me how to sign up.
give me the link. Give me the link. Take my money. Okay, so
Exactly.
I know that some of the things we've talked about as well is like, breaking through people's false beliefs.
Hmm.
Like, specifically, you were saying how you talk with these guys, and
Hmm.
they're not sure how they're going to come up with content for their social media platform. And you were
Right.
saying, oh my word, that very quickly they are able to see how easy it is. Can you discuss some of that?
Yes, yeah, because I really feel it's important for the business that itself, the people that actually work in that business, to do as much as they can, especially as far as the videos and things like that. Sending out the emails, yes, definitely, hand that off to somebody else. But recording the actual videos needs to be the people actually working there, because that's how you're going to create that relationship. And so you want to be a community market leader. So when somebody, I have a local RV company that I work with. And so when somebody thinks of RVs, I want them to think of Scott at Campers Unlimited, and so I want it to be, you have that relationship, because people, they'll work with people they know, they like, and they trust.
Right.
And the video gives you that trust factor and the likability factor. And so when they walk into the dealership and they meet you in person, they feel like you're friends, like you've known each other forever. And so it's very important, in my opinion, to actually take the time. And those videos don't take very long. You can knock out 20 or 30 videos in one afternoon, and then you've got them ready to send in your emails or your different marketing. And so I've had so many of them say, but I don't know what would I do videos on? And so just kind of an example, the RV dealership, I just sat down with them and I said, okay, let's just think through this. So if, if I came to the lot and I've never bought a camper, what would be some of the questions I would probably ask? Or what's some things that you think as a camper owner I would need to know? And they were like, oh, well, this, and there's different types of floor plans. And do you have kids coming with you? And, are you going to have grandkids? Do you need bunk beds? Are you going to cook when you're traveling? And I'm like jotting all this down. And then I'm like, okay, so now if I am starting to camp, what's some things I need to know? Well, one thing I know from camping myself, you need to know how to hook up that sewer hose. Because if you don't do that right, it can be very bad. And,
Oh,
and so we talked about, what are some things, like how to light the hot water heater, all of that kind of thing.
mm.
Before we knew it, I had like 30 or 40 videos. And I'm like, y'all know we have like, we could have a year's worth. If you do one video a week, we almost have a year's worth of videos. And they're like, you're kidding me. And so it's just so much easier than people think that it is. I think we try to
Right.
make it harder. And so, now I'm working with them to actually do those videos. The equipment that you need is very inexpensive. You can get all of it on Amazon. It does
Right.
not need to be a production.
Right.
And, it really is just thinking outside the box and serving and not selling and
Yeah, this
helping them.
actually moves us smoothly into the next bit I wanted to cover, something that
Mhm.
we had talked about, and it's like the difference between that slick, high end,
Mhm.
kind of and then the kind of messaging you're talking about.
Right.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, because people are put off by perfection. We don't like commercials. That's why most of us stream, so we don't have to watch commercials. And so those videos to me are just commercials. That's all it is. It's just another commercial. And so I think it needs to be authentic, and you just need to talk to them just like if they were there in person. So, if you're doing a video of how to connect your sewer hose, you just talk to the camera like it's the person standing there. And,
Right.
if you mess it up, just keep going. I mean, like with us having an issue connecting in the beginning, it's just
Right.
like, I mean, everybody deals with that. Sometimes you get up and your car doesn't crank, or, it's just life. So most people, that to me is more authentic
Right.
than making it a production. And so many
Yeah.
people get caught in well, I need to add titles and slides. No, you just need to get on there and talk and do that. And I think you create a better relationship. And I know we talked about, there's actually somebody, I am a professional student. I love a podcast. Every time I'm in my car, I'm listening to either podcast or some kind of training or audiobooks or, things like that. And so things will just, somebody will ask me a question and I'll answer it. And I'm like, where'd that come from? And it's because it's in my head. I've just got to figure out how to get it out of my head.
Right.
And, so many times like one guy that I follow, he said, video, of course, in person's best, but if you can't be in
Right.
person, video's next, and then photos are third, and then text is last. And so videos, when somebody's watching you in a video and they watch you, you do a video tip Tuesdays or whatever, every Tuesday you do a video and they're watching it, they feel like they know you. They feel like you're friends. And so when they, walk in and they actually meet you in person, you already have that like, know, and trust. And one of the guys that I follow, he actually said that. And it was like an aha moment for me because he said, how many of you have been watching my videos for months? He does a video every day. And so he said, how many of you have been watching me for months? And he said, how many of you feel like you know me? Like if you saw me on the street, you'd walk up and say, Kevin, how are you? And he was like, now, how many of you have actually met me? Like, unless you've come to one of my seminars, you've never met me. We've never spoken. And it just hit me. I was like, he's so right. Like, if I
It's
met
true.
him, I would walk up and act like I thought we were friends, And it really does. It builds that trust factor. But that's why not being professional, because how many of us are like that in person? I mean, we're going to be just normal people. And that's what
Right.
you want to relay in your videos.
Yeah, I mean, I know that one of the key points, that Russell Brunson mentions in Expert Secrets, he talks about the attractive character, and he says how, not only do you need to present yourself as an expert and know what you're talking about and speak with certainty and confidence, but it's also true that you need to tell people about the mistakes you made.
Right.
One of the reasons I've been making videos for a while, but I got really much busier with making videos because in it he talks about how in your regular messaging you need to say, like, what happened with your kids, or you bought something and it was a disaster, or you bought this thing and it really worked. It worked so good that, oh my word. But then you're talking as a person. Then you're talking about your failures, and people connect to that. They go, this guy is real. Sure, he's an expert and I admire him, but he went from down here all the way up to here. Hey, I'm as much of an idiot, and I've done the stupid thing where I make mistakes, and he just pushed through, and you know what? He made it. He can tell me, he can show me the way, and I believe in him, and that helps make you that attractive character, I think,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And and like I said, people, I've got a couple of people that I follow that are wonderful at doing videos. I'm learning a lot about YouTube and how to access YouTube for local businesses and things too. And at the end of hers, she'll do a blooper reel. And she said, number one, it makes people stay to the end of the video because they want to see the bloopers. But she said, it makes me real. And she said, I have so many comments, people comment about how funny the bloopers are, and that's the part of the video they love the best. So it's true.
It's true. I remember I made a video. It was on YouTube. I wanted to build up on YouTube because a lot of people enjoy YouTube. I mean, I want to do a YouTube channel forever. But anyway, so I made this video. It was my manifesto for 2019. The manifesto had to do with being with competence, establishing competence, sharing what you know, and encouraging people to share their competency. Very in keeping with obviously the business I'm building. And my daughter came downstairs, came into the room, and I just went with it. It was not a problem. It was a live video on YouTube, and I just went with it. Not a problem. She went off, and she came back, and she's a youngin, and she likes putting on dresses, so she got undressed and started walking in, and I'm like, no. Okay, now turn around. You go put a dress on. Nobody saw her or anything like that. It is. One of my friends, a friend of mine who he made his success in the market, and he retired in 2008 during that crisis. He just decided he was going to just roam around the world. It's nice for some. I think I even mentioned this yesterday, so he's come up a couple of times. But he was saying that was the best bit. Like that was it captivated me.
It made you real.
And it made me real.
You're a real person. Yeah, because that just happened. And I have a bird. I have a lot of animals. I'm an animal lover, but I have a bird, and there's times that I'm on a call or something, and I have to walk through the house, and you can hear her kind of tweeting and talking in the background. Her name's Gracie. And so now I've got people, how's Gracie doing? It's like she's part of my, she's I may have to start paying her a salary. I don't know, but they're like, how's Gracie doing? I hadn't heard you okay, And so they love that. That's just part of me. Like everybody knows I'm an animal lover. And if I'm doing a video, you may see a cat walk across my computer or, whatever. So, but that's just, it makes it me. I'm authentic.
Right. So, one of the things I also want to talk about is some of the things we discussed, and we've even
Mm-hmm.
discussed it now, is the importance of building locally.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we are working on, we reach an international audience with everybody who's members of this group.
Right.
And obviously,
Right.
we want to do business with people who can benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm passionate about sharing what I know and getting the
Right.
results that I know people can get. So I want to do that with anyone and everyone who wants to do it, right? But
Right.
also my business has been built so far locally.
Mm-hmm.
Can you discuss some of the importances of that and some of the ways in which our group members here at
Mm-hmm.
hashtag ABB Mastermind Group can work on building locally?
Yes, and because that's how I got to where I am now. Because I started out in web design and graphics design, and I love that. I love technology. I always have. I'm the first one to like try out apps and gadgets. I've got every gadget you can imagine. Love all of that. And then I got about 2015 extremely depressed. I am not a type of person that is normally low key. I'm usually very enthusiastic, very happy, very positive person. But I got very depressed. And after going through a lot of self-searching, I found that it was because I was working in an office by myself all the time. I had kind of separated myself from society, and I would even have to go to Starbucks and work just to see that there were other people. I told my husband, I was like, honey, I love you, but I need to make sure there's more people on the earth besides you. And so I went from web design into direct sales. And I found very quickly I don't like being pushy, and I don't like feeling like I'm tricking people into having an appointment with me. And so I had to try to figure out ways to get clients in the direct sales business without being pushy and salesy. And then that kind of led me into real estate. And real estate really does need to be a local business because,
Right.
I can help somebody in California buy a house, but that's because I connect them with another agent that I am in a referral partnership with, and I can get a referral commission, but that's just not my ideal. I need local customers, like here in my town, local customers. And so when I started real estate, I had a very small sphere of influence, which is where they tell you to start. So I
Right.
thought, boy, I'm in trouble because I have like 5 friends. All of my family members live in a house. They're not thinking about moving. What am I going to do? And so I started, just from my background doing web design and social media management and things like that, I started looking for ways to grow my real estate business socially and using social media marketing. And every course that I came across gave me great information. And I liked a little bit from this course and a little bit from that course, but none of them spoke about connecting locally. And, I thought, I really don't want to spend my marketing dollars to connect with people that aren't local.
Right.
And so I really started working at that. And so because of that, Facebook, love them or hate them, they are very smart. And they do like for us to pay for ads. And so they want us to be very successful because if we're successful, we'll continue paying for ads.
Right.
And so they offer us so many ways to niche down who we're sending those ads to for it
Right.
to be very local. And then we can even niche down even more, like with the camper business, people that have interest in things that people that can't would have interest in. And so you can really use those marketing dollars wisely to reach exactly the people you need to reach. And so I learned how to do that and to really target my advertising dollars to locally here in town. And then what I did for the ads is I became a community market leader. I would go to the local coffee shop and, talk about how great the coffee was, or there's a new restaurant that just opened in town. I would take pictures and things at the restaurant and post those. And I would, interview local business owners about their businesses and things like that. And so, when somebody thinks of our town, they think of me, like,
Right.
because I'm always online. And then because I'm marketing to those people, they're
Right.
seeing my ads. People in California aren't seeing my ads about our local coffee shop that they're never going to visit,
Right.
And so it's just working smarter, not harder, and spending my money where it needs to be. And then, like I said, I don't want to call myself like a celebrity in our town, but just that I'm recognized. like, you know,
Right.
because I have marketed to that group. And again, it's that likability factor that, you know, when I'm out somewhere, they're like, oh, I've been seeing your videos on Facebook, you know,
Right.
and they feel like, so when I'm on a real estate appointment and I go to a listing appointment, I walk in the door and they know who I am. They've never met me, but they know who I am. And so it's really important if you do have a local business,
Right.
to do that, that you're only focusing those marketing dollars and your efforts on people that are actually like within the town that you're in.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Well, I know there was a question that Faye Green asked, and this is obviously very important. She was asking when we were talking about videos and equipment, and it doesn't have to be very
Mm-hmm.
expensive. She was asking what
Yeah.
equipment is necessary. What would you recommend?
Very little. Very
Right.
little. Normally, I know my video may be a little shaky. I'm actually, it's propped on my knee because I did
Because you
have
had your
all my,
iPad.
you know, I had my iPad on the tripod and all that. So, but you know, again, it's life, so we'll make it work. But I would suggest a tripod. I also would suggest a selfie stick. If and I can post in the comments when we're done. I'll
Oh,
post
perfect. Perfect.
links to the things. They're all on Amazon and they're all like under like $30
Right.
each. Not $30 total, but
Total.
$30 each.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
but a selfie stick, so when you are out like at the local coffee shop, that just makes it easier to get both of you in the screen, that kind of thing. So you know, a really nice selfie stick. The one that I've got has a remote control with it, so you know, you're holding it out, you hit a button, it starts, you hit a button, it stops, and you're not having to like reach up and touch the screen, that kind of thing. I think it was like $29. And then a tripod. I use my iPhone. I don't use any fancy cameras, not a DSLR, any of that kind of stuff. I use my iPhone. And then there's a really good, if you're on your computer, there's a good external webcam that I find has really good quality. And so that's really good to have. But most of the time, I just use my iPhone. For lighting, it's called Social Light, and it's like
Mm,
social, like almost social light, ITE.
right.
And I think it was like $25. It clips on your phone and it lights your face so people can see you. I think that's really good. I did eventually invest in some lighting, like the soft boxes and things like that. But
Right.
again, not very expensive, but it gives you that. Again, you're not like a professional video, but yet people can see you, you know.
Right.
And so just things like that. I mean, very, very inexpensive. Like I
Right.
said, and none of that do you have to get started. If you have a cell phone with a camera, you're good. Start with
Perfect.
that, and then add things as you go. Add things as you
Perfect.
go.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I have two lights.
Mm-hmm,
I know technically you should have four lights,
mm-hmm,
one on the left, one on the right, one shooting back to give you three
mm-hmm,
dimensions, and one
mm-hmm.
low to get rid of the shadow down here.
Right, right.
You know, I don't think it's necessary, so I just have the two lights. I would
And you
also,
can even use lamps. Just take a lamp, take
you,
the lampshade
you
off,
can,
you know, and so definitely don't let that stop you from doing videos. You know, the
exactly.
quality will be better as you grow, but just start. That's the main thing. From an overeducated underachiever, just start. Just do it. Quit trying to make it perfect. Just do it. Order the stuff as you can. Your videos will look better as you go, but do it now.
Perfect, perfect. All right, well, that sounds like that would be a perfect place for us to end. And your arm
Good.
is probably tired. So
No, just on my knee. We're good.
thank you so, so much for joining my group,
Thank
for
you.
coming and speaking with the other group members live. I think this is what makes our mastermind group so valuable. We're learning from
Great.
other people, but we're building a community. We
Mm-hmm.
literally have what Dean said, and that blew my mind when he said that. He talked about your group sharing
Mm-hmm.
their insights, sharing their powerful messages, the
Right.
things that changed them, the insights and the things that made their business work and took them to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the mastermind is. It isn't just me
Exactly.
being super brainy and being a mastermind. It's
Right.
us working together. I think
Right.
if you haven't listened to it, you need to unlock the interview that Tony does
Mm-hmm.
with Napoleon Hill, because Napoleon Hill literally invented what we know as the mastermind.
Right.
He was the first person to speak of it, and it was during the Depression. He was brought together by the president, and created a group of all of these great individuals and came up with a new solution
Right.
with that mastermind concept. So sharing your insights, Susan, thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
posting to the
you
group.
doing the group, and you're always doing great videos for us in the group. So I just appreciate that. So thank you so much for putting the group together and then doing all these videos.
You're so welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, message me, DM me if you want to be a guest on the show Mastermind. And thanks again, Susan. And I'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
next time. Bye now.
Sounds great. Bye.